What's good, y'all? Welcome to my review for Once Upon a Time in Hollywood. And I must say, holy shit, this movie was fucking fantastic, ladies and gentlemen. Oh my god. I love this movie. Now, actually, the history of Quentin Tarantino is that you guys, because I've only seen 2 of his movies, including this one. The first one was Django Unchained. We saw that, saw it with my dad, and I also saw, and this is the other one I've seen. I've seen clips of Kill Bill, seen seen the whole "What does Marcellus Wallace look like" from Pulp Fiction, but I've not seen any of his other movies. But this one, I gotta say, holy shit, man, was this fucking fantastic, man. And after watching nothing but non-stop end-of-the-world comic book movies, you got Endgame, then you had Endgame, then you had Spider-Verse, you had Into the Home Far From Home. This movie being just a straight-up chill, just filmed by one of the film's greatest masters, that is Quentin Tarantino, was a nice change of pace. And I gotta say, my theater experience was actually kind of interesting because I was literally the youngest guy in the room. Everyone else in the theater looked like they grew up in this. All of them looked like they were in their 50s, 40s, 60s. They all looked like pretty old guys. They probably grew up around the 60s or were born in the 60s. It was weird. I was like the youngest guy there. I mean, this 19-year-old kid. But what else? You guys can tell this footage isn't mine. When I do my movie reviews, I try to bring the game footage I usually have some bearing on. So for Marvel videos, so for when I'm talking about Marvel MCU movie reviews, I always put in Spider-Man PS4, DC, Batman Arkham Knight, horror games, I use Evil Within, Disney, Kingdom Hearts. Most of the time I just use Kingdom Hearts as just like the base footage. But I was like, you know what, for this one I was like, LA Noire would be a perfect fit for this, but I don't have any LA Noire, so I was just like, fuck it, let me just download some shit on YouTube and use that. So which I have, if I remember, I'll put a link to the video down in the description box, so if you want to go watch the original video, and yeah. So anyway, let us jump into this movie. So the movie is obviously directed by Quentin Tarantino, and it stars Margot Robbie, Leonardo DiCaprio, Brad Pitt, Sharon Tate, Dakota Fanner, Luke Perry, Al Pacino. Weirdly, that was kind of surprising. I was like, oh wait, Al Pacino's in this one? Oh, this should be interesting. And more to the plot. This movie takes place during 1969, around the tail end of the golden age of film. You got Rick Dalton, who's played by Leonardo DiCaprio, and his stunt double Cliff Booth. They're kind of like they're both kind of washed up has-beens. They're trying to stay relevant in this new changing world that film is going through, and it's just the shenanigans of what goes on with that. So, let me talk about the pros. First up, Leonardo DiCaprio. This man deserves a fucking Oscar for his performance here. My god. Like, there's this one scene where he loses. Like, this guy is so dedicated to his craft that it's funny because this dude takes it so seriously. Like, there's a scene where he loses his fucking mind in this, in his trailer park. It is like a little trailer he got on one of the sets for the TV series he's filming. And my god, is it fucking hilarious because he takes this stuff so seriously. Like, god damn, I fucked up my lines. Shit, he's just losing his mind. It was so fucking funny how seriously he takes this acting. How serious he is as an actor. He's like putting his all this in way. Oh, it was so fucking funny. Brad Pitt was probably the highlight of the movie. He had some of the funniest shit in the movie. It was just entertaining. He was a laid back, chill kind of guy. But when he was on screen, he probably had some of the funniest moments in the entire movie. Like the one, there was the whole third act. Like, oh, that third act, man. That third act was something else, guys. That third act was something else. Anyway, so. Oh lord. So anyway, that's third, man. So yeah, there's a bunch of other stuff with Brad Pitt, man. I probably want to say I like Leonardo a little bit more, but I would say that they were both equally as good. Like, you need one to complete the other, man. He just was fucking fantastic. The rest of the cast is pretty good. What's something I gotta say, I love the overall look and aesthetic of this movie, because not only because it takes place in the cities, but Quentin Tarantino did such an amazing job making this feel like hell, when I was watching the movie, I felt like I was watching a movie from the 60s. With better production values and everything, because it just had that feel, and that old school film type feel. Like, there's you got guys telling, oh, I saw this on 32mm film, I saw this on 16. Most people are not even gonna get half these references out. Even I kind of don't really get. I don't really remember the differences between 60 and 32. But that was like some other stuff, man. You can this definitely, and it just overall just felt like a '60s movie. It just felt like you were watching an old school movie from the '60s, which was, like I mentioned before, was a nice change of pace from everything else that I've seen this year. Would I say this is like the best movie of the year? No, I would still say I liked Far From Home and Endgame a lot more, but that's just my obvious bias towards Marvel. And of course also Alita Battle Angel as well. But this, along with Alita, are going to be the movies that I'm going to be most campaigning for to win, like Best Picture, like Best Actor. For Once Upon a Time, I'm definitely going to... Leonardo DiCaprio better get an Oscar nom for this, because my god was he so fucking good, man. So fucking good, man. What else? Oh, the comedy. I gotta say, this movie is a fucking... Is this, like I mentioned before, like this movie is a straight up comedy. I would almost go as far as say Quentin Tarantino. I would almost like to call him like the film version of Hirohiki of Araki, the mangaka for JoJo, because like in JoJo, Araki is so good what he does. He can make you go from he can go from having you laughing your fucking ass off, and then having it go to a very tense, serious moment, in just within like the same episode, which is a lot of what Diamond Dance with Dragon was, because you guys know this is my favorite part so far. With this one, you had the same thing, like you would have scenes where I'm laughing my ass off, and there's this one scene where he's with this hitchhiker girl, which, there was some funny stuff in here, and then it goes into like almost a horror vibe where you're like, holy shit, what's going on here? And there's one scene where you can just go off from a scene where you're laughing your ass, but then because the music change, then you're like, kind of like, hey, what's going on here? Like, the music changes to a horror vibe, and it just gets you a little bit like, oh, what the hell's going on here, man? It was some great stuff, man. What else? Let me see. I already talked about the cast. The cinematography is fantastic, but this is a Quentin Tarantino film. Are y'all even really surprised by me saying that? I'm trying to think of anything else. The music was also pretty good, had that nice 60s feel. I already mentioned how much I loved the overall look of the movie. It really did feel like a 60s and just felt like you were watching a movie from the 60s. I already mentioned Leonardo DiCaprio's acting, and yeah, before I get into days, I gotta say this one thing. Does Quentin Tarantino have a foot fetish? The reason I'm asking is because there's like about 6 shots in the entire movie where you just see someone's feet right in front, right in the middle of the frame. And I don't know why that is. If any of you guys know if Quentin Tarantino is actually a guy that actually has a foot fetish, tell me down below, because apparently he's done this in some of his other movies too, which is because so... If any of y'all can answer that question for me, I would appreciate it, because I'm like, man, you got it. Because I was watching the movie and I was like, dude, you got like a foot fetish or something? Like, what's with all these shots of feet up in here? You know, and one last thing I gotta talk about before I move on to to my negatives of the movie, which I didn't have a lot. I have to say, I have to talk about the third act. The whole, final, 10-15 minutes was probably one of the I think I mentioned it before, but it's honestly one, but it honestly probably was that whole massive fight in Endgame, man. It sure is. So, I'm gonna leave y'all with this. Imagine the final act of Mother. You know, the movie starred Jennifer Lawrence that came out 2 years ago. Take the first part of that, when those guys were busted in through the windows, mixed that with Fight Club, add a dog, and a bit of acid. That is the final act of Once Upon a Time in Hollywood. There's another thing that happens, which I will not spoil, because even if I just say it, I spoil the huge, the holy shit moment for you when it gets brought out. So I won't even say that last one, but it's crazy, it's insane, it's fucking hilarious, and you will be hyped. It's something else, ladies and gentlemen. It's something else. And so let me get names. Now, I don't have too many names, but I gotta say the biggest name for me was Margot Robbie. She plays now. Apparently, Quentin Tarantino does this a lot with this film, where with these more period pieces. I think he did the same thing with Inglourious Basterds, I believe, where he puts in someone who plays a real character. Sharon Tate is who Margot Robbie plays, and apparently she got violently murdered by this cult, which also makes the appearance in the film. I didn't know that. The movie doesn't really even make when I found the cult was in there, I didn't even know it was a cult. The movie doesn't really tell you that it is a cult. But I felt like she was. She honestly added nothing to the movie. If anything, she slowed it down, because around the second act is when she really starts to become a bit of a factor, and she just slows down the movie a lot. And I was just watching the movie like, why are you even here? This feels so unnecessary. You could have easily have cut her out, and it would have impact nothing. It would legit impact nothing. And so she kind of felt very important. Now, granted, apparently now, you could make the argument that Quentin Tarantino put this character in to show how great of a person Sharon Tate was, but at the same time, I'm like, they don't even really do a good job of that, because when I was watching the movie, I didn't really feel like, oh yeah, she's such an amazing person. I was just like, okay, you're going to the movies, like, well, does any of this serve a point? You know, it just, and the rest of the second act kind of like, there were parts of the second act where it would drag a little bit, mostly with when Margot Robbie was on screen. Not that I'm not saying Margot Robbie was a bad actress, because I did love her in Suicide Squad when she played Harley Quinn, but here she just didn't really add anything for me. That's just my personal opinion. And also the cult stuff was actually kind of interesting. I liked part of it. I loved it in the ending, but around the middle part where we see Brad Pitt go over to this desert area where in the middle of nowhere where they apparently used to film some westerns that Brad Pitt's character was a part of. Once you get there, they play this music like something like they keep going like, you know, you can't go in there, you can't go in there. You know, and then they play this really hard music. I was expecting that we were going to see like a corpse or something, but it just kind of goes nowhere and just kind of. It's not some oh shit, what the hell? It's more like a, you know, it was just kind of anticlimactic for me personally. But besides that, that's really all the negatives I have with the movie. It was honestly overall, without a doubt, one of the best movies I've seen all year. Without a doubt. I will probably rank this number 4, but realistically it's going to be number 5 once I see Midsommar, which is, you guys know, was one of my most anticipated movies here. I'm still a little salty because actually, I was hoping to see this week. Because of my movie theater, you guys know, we had some earthquakes here in California a couple weeks back. Ridgecrest was like the epicenter of it, so we got the worst of it. Apparently, like the roof of the theater and some people were stealing some stuff, so the theater had to close down, build it back up. And then when I checked to see when the movie had, because I was hoping Midsommar was still there, I found out it wasn't there anymore. And I won't lie, I got really salty. But I was like, man, this is one of my most anticipated films here. I even made a tweet, a meme out on my socials because I was that salty about it. You know, maybe when the theaters once should get rebuilt, they might put the movie back in. I doubt it, but you know, I am going to try to see if I can catch The Lion King this week, because I still want to catch The Lion King. I know I haven't really heard that many good things about it, but I still want to see it for myself, because I do love The Lion King. I would like to see how it turns out in live action. So yeah, tell me down below, guys, what you guys thought of Once Upon a Time in Hollywood. Did you love it? Did you hate it? What's your favorite? Hey, tell me down below what your favorite Quentin Tarantino film is, anyway. And because one other movie I want to see that's on Netflix is The Hateful Eight. I was really interested in seeing The Hateful Eight, but I never got around to watching it. And actually, tell me down below, guys, which version of it I should watch on Netflix. Should I watch the theatrical version and the extended cut, or should I just watch the extended cut? Because there's actually an extended cut that's kind of like that's kind of edited like a TV series on Netflix for The Hateful Eight. So tell me down below, guys, if you guys have seen it, which version I should watch. So yeah, overall, I give this movie, without a doubt, obviously, a 10 out of 10, man. This is a masterpiece, and I would highly recommend, if you're a fan of Quentin Tarantino films, you will love this movie. Me personally, it's probably my favorite out of the two I've seen, this and Django Unchained. I love this movie. Fucking fantastic. I definitely look forward to seeing some of his other movies like Kill Bill, Pulp Fiction. I'm honestly going to watch one day because I have to. Kill Bill, you know, The Hateful Eight. I'm definitely more interested to go and check out some of Quentin Tarantino's other films. So yeah, guys, tell me down below what you're out there, the movie and everything. So yeah, hope y'all enjoyed the video. If you like, continue to subscribe if you're new. Follow me on Instagram, Twitter, flag the links on the description box below. And as always, come back for more. See you guys next time.